Hello everybody and welcome to Exceptional Family TV. Renee and I are joined today by the Oswald family. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to talk with us today.
Glad to be here.
I hear you have a very exceptional story.
You could say that. Katy is 5 years old. She's one of less than 4 people that we know of that has a very rare deletion on chromosome 6 from genetic marker 13 to 14.2 on the long arm of the chromosome, which means basically that nobody knows what's going on with her. She is, like I said, she's one of very few. Everything we do at this point is just trying to figure out what we think could be best for her to accomplish as much as possible in life.
And how does the chromosome deletion affect her?
Well, she doesn't walk, she can't talk. Basically, it's all voluntary muscles. So like the heart so far is okay, kidneys so far okay. Anything that she is supposed to control, the connection's not there between the brain and the muscle. So, not sure if it will ever come back or just try to strengthen the muscles and hopefully someday something will click in and go from there.
So is it just physical?
We think cognitively everything is working, but unfortunately when you can't talk, it's kind of hard to test. There's no feedback, so it's hard to see, is she getting it, but we think she's, I mean, she does her ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and she seems to be intelligent.
So how have you managed to deal with your unique situation? I mean, not only are you kind of alone in what you feel with having a child with special needs, but to know that Katy's one of, is it 4 in the world, 5 in the world?
It's really hard for us to determine exactly how many. We know of one other that has the same exact deletion that she does. I mean, we even went to geneticists at Cardinal Glennon where she had her genetic testing done, and her geneticist is, they were unable to find anybody for us.
It's frustrating because we know more than the doctors.
Right.
I mean, we're doing the research and pulling up medical journals and trying to find people, and they have no idea. So it's one of those, well, try it and see, and then let us know.
It is difficult for us in being in a situation where there just isn't information out there. And it gets more than difficult, it's frustrating. That there's just nothing for us to know what to do.
And the finance, because insurance companies, everything for her is experimental. Everything. So they don't want to pay for anything, saying, well, we don't know if it'll work. Well, nor do we, but we're not going to stop trying stuff. So you have to fight every single thing you decide to try to do.
And for us, it's also a little bit of being, as you were talking about, isolation. It's an isolation between, not only is it an extremely rare condition, we have a support group with chromosome 6 deletions, but even in that group, we've felt isolated because most of the deletions are elsewhere on chromosome 6. A lot of them are up in the 20s. And the situations that they're dealing with are much different than what we have with Katy. We've just done as best we can with what we've got and just keep searching for other answers.
You're developing and starting a website too to get that information out there, right?
The site's hopeforkaty.com, and I'm trying to get as much information as I can of just about, in general, chromosome 6 research, her information, what we've gone through, just trying to put out information for anybody else that ends up in a situation like ours, to know that there are other people out there that are going through it, that there is hope out there, that you can do things as best as you can, and that you can have an exciting, fun life with your child, even if you get this kind of diagnosis.
Even with special needs.
Right. And one of the things for us, the biggest thing for me and for Michelle, when we got the diagnosis of her, of her deletion, we went on the web to try to find information, and we searched for 2 days and couldn't find a single thing on her deletion. And when you're desperately looking for answers, and in the entire world nowadays, you're just used to being able to type in what is this
and
get 50 million answers to it, and you can't find a single one, it throws you for a loop. And with her website, I'm just hoping that if one family can hit that and can find us on that first try, that maybe they can have a little better situation than we did when we first started.
It sounds horrible, but I almost wonder if it's slightly a blessing because of that Googling and having 50,000 things come up and thinking that you can fit your kid into a criteria, and then maybe your kid is actually capable, maybe not seeing what they're saying she can't do.
Right. Yeah.
Not that I can't imagine.
You used to Google and find worst case scenario
Yes,
stuff and
for
get freaked
sure.
out. That's,
Yeah,
I think
and
that's
I
where you're
mean,
coming from.
I totally agree because I have a tendency of driving myself crazy doing that. But at the same time, it would be nice to know that there's somebody else that can say, oh, look, our kid finally did this, or our kid did this, or we tried this. We're the guinea pig for everything.
It's the hope you talked about, that just
Yeah.
seeing that there was someone that with our diagnosis we can at least see the ones that are doing amazing things.
We're literally the guinea pigs. Try it and see, and then tell us so we can write about it in a medical journal. So.
I hope through your website and through this episode too that you guys can find another family out there or connect with somebody who's searching for you guys.
Yeah, that would be nice. We're here.
Find us.
Come get us.